travel with me.
Hey fellow humans, Mina here. It's Pride Month, so let's show our pride in multiple different ways. If you're ready to come out. If not, you don't have to. This is a safe space and I support you either way. Which is why I'm wearing my novel t-shirt with the quote from my novel that says this: sometimes people fall in love with people, not gender. It also happens to be the tagline of my novel, but we'll get to that later. Books! I think I mentioned that I love books. I think to be an author, you kind of have to love books. I mean, what's the point of writing a book if you don't even like reading the damn things? Since this is Pride Month, I thought I'd do something a little different. I thought I'd share all the great LGBT books that I've read at least this year alone. I wanted to wait till the end of the year and do another big best books of the year like I did for last year, but it's gonna be a hella long video because I've read a lot, so I thought I'd break it up by doing just Pride books right now. Well, not Pride books, but LGBT books in general. You know what I mean. Some of them may still be included in the best books review of the year that I will be doing, so sorry for the doubles in advance. So, let's jump right into these awesome LGBT books. First up, we got Wilder Girls by Rory Power. Before I get into it, I just want to say it's not technically like a love story or anything. It just has LGBT main characters, so I'm including it because it was also a hella dope read. Everyone loses something to the talks. Hetty loses her eye, Reese's hand had changed, and Byatt just disappeared completely. It has been 18 months since Raxter School for Girls was put in quarantine. The talks turned the students strange and savage. The teachers died off one by one. Cut off from the mainland, the girls don't dare wander past the school's fence where the talks have made the woods wild and dangerous. They wait for the cure as the talks takes, their bodies become sick and foreign, things bursting out of them, bits missing. Though when Byatt goes missing, Hetty will do anything to find her best friend, even if it means breaking quarantine and braving the horrors that lies in the wilderness past the fence. As she digs deeper, she learns disturbing truths about her school and what else is living on Raxter Island, and that the cure might not be a cure at all. Next up on our LGBT read is Not Quite Out by Louise Willingham. William Ansem is done with relationships, thanks. He's starting the second year of his medical degree single, focused and ready to mingle with purely platonic intentions. Meaning Daniel, a barely recovered drug addict ready to start living his life on his own terms, may as well change that. There are just two problems. One, William isn't out. After all, what's the point in telling your friends you're bisexual and you aren't going to date anyone? Two, Daniel's abusive ex-boyfriend still roams the university campus searching for cracks in Daniel's recovery. No matter how quickly William falls for Daniel, their friendship is too important to risk running over a crush. William is fine with being just friends for the rest of forever. Well, not quite. Next, we have two books that go together, because one's a sequel. If you're gonna buy one, make sure you buy the other one, because you're gonna want to start it right away. We have What If It's Us and Here's to Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. I'm not sure if I pronounced their names correctly, but I hope I did. Arthur is only in New York for the summer, but if Broadway has taught him anything, it's that the universe can deliver a show-stopping performance when you least expect it. Ben thinks the universe needs to mind its business. If the universe has his back, he wouldn't be on his way to the post office carrying a box of his ex-boyfriend's things. But when Arthur and Ben meet cute at the post office, what exactly does the universe have in store for them? Maybe nothing. After all, they get separated. Maybe everything. After all, they get reunited. But what if they can't quite nail the first date? Or second first date? Or third? What if Arthur tries too hard to make it work, and Ben doesn't try hard enough? What if life really isn't like a Broadway play? But what if it is? And for the sequel, Ben has spent his first year of college working on his fantasy manuscript with his writing partner Mario, who is a great Spanish tutor and an even better kisser. So why can't he start thinking about the fact that Arthur is back in town 2 years after they call it quits? Arthur's in New York for a dream internship on Broadway with a boyfriend back at home that he couldn't be happier with. But when he comes upon Bet cuddled up with a mysterious boy, he starts to wonder if his feelings for Ben ever truly went away. Even as the boys try to focus on their futures, they can't seem to help running into each other in the present. Is the universe forcing them to question if they're actually meant to be? Possibly not. After all, things didn't work out the first time around. Possibly yes. After all, the sparks are still flying. Sometimes you just have to take a leap of faith and raise a glass. Here's to celebrating old friends. Here's to embracing new beginnings. Here's to believing in second chances. This one I just finished last week and it was so good. It's essentially Grease, but gay. We have Only Mostly Devastated by Sophie Gonzales. Will Tavares is the dream summer fling. He's fun, affectionate, kind, but just when Ollie thinks he's found his happily ever after, summer vacation ends and Will stops texting Ollie back. To complicate the fairy tale further, a family emergency sees Ollie uprooted and enrolled at a new school across the country, which he minds a little less when he's realized it's the same school Will goes to. Ollie soon learns, though, that the sweet, comfortable queer guy he knew from summer isn't the same one attending Collinswood High. This Will is a class clown, closeted, and to be honest, a bit of a jerk. Ollie has no intention of pinning after a guy who clearly isn't ready for a relationship, especially since his new bro jockey version of Will seems to go from hot to cold every other week. But then Will starts coincidentally popping up in every area of Ollie's life, from music class to the lunch table, and Ollie finds his resolve weakening. The last time he gave Will his heart, Will handed it back to him trampled and battered. Ollie would have to be a fool to trust him with it again, right? Right. Next up on our queer list is Some Girls Do by Jennifer Dugan. Morgan, an elite track athlete, is forced to transfer late in her senior year after it turns out being gay is against her private Catholic school's code of conduct. Ruby loves nothing more than tinkering with her baby blue 1974 Torino, but most weekends she's stuck living up the dreams of her mother, a former beauty queen, by competing in local pageants. Morgan and Ruby are drawn to each other, and when they're together, Ruby begins to envision a future for herself she never thought possible. But while Morgan, out and proud and determined to have a fresh start, doesn't want to have to keep their budding relationship a secret, Ruby has never told anyone about the feeling she's denied herself for so long. With each girl at a different point in their own journey, can they go the distance together? Also by the same author, Jennifer Dugan, we have Melt With You. Fallon and Chloe used to be best friends, but last summer they hooked up right before Chloe left for college, and after a series of misunderstandings, they are now not speaking to one another. A year later, Chloe's back home from school, and Fallon is doing everything in their power to avoid her, which is especially difficult because their moms own a business together and a gourmet ice cream truck where both girls work. When their moms have the opportunity to make a presentation to some venture capitalists in Texas, something that could seriously expand their business and solve all their money problems to boot, it's up to Fallon to work a series of food truck festivals across the country, but she can't do it alone, and Chloe's the only one available to help. As tensions heat up again between the two, will Fallon be able to keep her cool? Next up on our list is If This Gets Out by Sophie Gonzales and Cale Dietrich. I think that's how you say his last name. 18-year-olds Ruben Montez and Zach Knight are two members of the boy band Saturday, one of the biggest acts in America. Along with their bandmates Angel Fan and John Braxton, the four are teenage heartbreakers in front of the cameras and best friends backstage, but privately cracks are starting to form. Their once easy rapport is straining under the pressures of fame, and Ruben confides in Zach that he's feeling smothered by management pressure to stay in the closet. On a whirlwind tour through Europe, with both an unrelenting schedule and a minimal supervision, Ruben and Zach come to rely on each other more and more, and their already close friendship evolves into a romance. But when they decide they're ready to tell their friends and live freely, Zach and Ruben start to truly realize that they will never have the support of their management. How can they hold tight to each other when the whole world seems to want to come between them? A quick bonus before we get into the last book. Y'all know I'm a huge Life is Strange fan, and I just wanted to share this beautiful Pride edition of Life is Strange, the comic, which I have like a bajillion versions of them, but this one is the coming home part of the series, and love it, great series. Go check out Life is Strange, it's all gay. Last but not least, we have a brand new debut LGBT plus novel, South by A.M. Molloy, aka me. Minami Kyuki is ready to start a new life at Macmillan School of Arts. Her dark past lurks in the background, threatening to unravel her dreams. Will Minami lose the battle with her demons as the burden to keep her family's memory alive overwhelms her? AJ White, an impressive songwriter, is ready for anything, even a little bit of romance. While she soon finds herself involved with Derek, a talented singer with a killer smile, AJ develops feeling for her roommate and struggles at the implication. She's never fallen for a girl before. Does this mean she's gay? Bi? Add in a celebrity attempting to blackmail her and a family who will disown her if she reveals her true self, and AJ can't help but wonder if attending Macmillan was a huge mistake. Throughout the chaos, Minami and AJ fight to keep together the best thing that has ever happened to them, each other. If you want to read more about any of these books that I literally just mentioned in this video, check out my Goodreads down below. I have links to all of my reviews and all the books are on there, so highly recommend, because they were all amazing reads. Love them. We love representation in all shapes and forms. And if you want to get a copy of my book, Self, links to every story you can possibly want are also in the description down below as usual. You know you wanna. It's Pride Month. We're all about self-discovery here, and that novel of mine is full of it. How about you guys, my fellow humans? What's on your read list? Any of them LGBT plus related? Let me know in the comments down below, because I am always looking for new reads, and especially if there's some sort of LGBT involved. It doesn't have to be like the central plot or anything. It could be like the main character of the thriller just happens to be gay or something. I'm always looking for new reads, so share them down below. Let's share the joy that is books. Anywho, that's all I gotta say to you for now. If you want to keep hearing more about South, be sure to follow me on all your favorite socials. Links below. Stay safe and take care.